Hello, my name is Lauren Baker, and I teach in the sculpture department at Youngstown State University. As creators, how do we choose the type of work that we make? Amidst the COVID-19 outbreak, a lot of artists are being forced to re-examine the way their work is made. Modifying my artistic practice was something that I had to do when becoming a mother in 2016. It is extremely important to adapt to these shifts. As artists, it's crucial that we stay open, embracing alternative ways of making during life-changing events, and looking at these changes as an opportunity for personal growth and development. The first 5 images are works I've made since becoming a mother. My artistic practice had to change due to limitations related to energy and time. However, all of the work is conceptually intertwined. My work explores the space between familiarity and fantasy, between the organic and the contrived. My artistic practice is one of imagination, while drawing inspiration from biochemical formations, geological formations, the deep ocean, and outer space. These microscopic and macroscopic worlds pose larger questions about the reciprocal relationship between human beings and the environment to which we inhabit. The work titled Interstellar Radiation is an airbrushed, laser-cut acrylic drawing of a sulfur mineral. Often, the materials and processes I work with locate specific aspects of culture and time while speaking towards the chemical toxicity of the world we live in. Stibnite daydream is a formal study of the growth structure of a stibnite mineral. Thought to be a healing crystal with metaphysical properties that cure sadness and fear, it is paradoxically extremely toxic and used in pyrotechnics. My work focuses on ideas of the simulacra by faking the natural with highly synthetic, man-made materials, examining the honesty and dishonesty of materials, while disrupting preconceived notions of growth and entropy. This object intentionally falls short of transcendence, and I like to relate it to a quote by the art historian Michael Camille. The sculpture lacks a crucial dependency on resemblance and is a deviation and perversion of imitation itself. This deviation of the real grants the sculpture permission to tap into a multitude of associations and questions how we define representation. The form of this sculpture was based off of a salt mineral covering a tree branch. Salt mineral, also known as a halite. The color was pulled from a picture of a coral reef. I often think of my work as a fake ecosystem or a form of experienced nature. The sculpture resides in a space between discrete object and installation. The viewer can peek into the form, but is denied entry. There is a struggle for immersion. This struggle for immersion allowed me to study the relationship between observer and object. Questioning, as viewers, do we look at art in a particular way over and over again? Is it a societal construct? And what parameters for viewing can I set up and remove? In the book Simulacra and Simulation, Jean Baudrillard states that the Disney castle is the ultimate simulation. His writings inspired this piece, which is based off of my own version of the Disney castle. I'm interested in the relationship between architecture, engineering, and sculpture. All of my large-scale sculptures were created using basic hand tools and can be disassembled and reassembled by myself. I started to make this kind of work in graduate school with uncertainty of the future in mind. I didn't want to feel reliant on others or a shop to be able to create large-scale sculptures. The structural components of this piece are made out of cardboard tubes, foam, and wood. Cast foam encases the form like a skin, a protective barrier, yet permeable. This membrane shields the color of the form, creating a reveal-conceal effect. Again, trying to play with the parameters for viewing, the viewer cannot see all of the painted surface at once and has to work for the reveal, physically moving back and forth in space and looking up and down. I investigate how bodacious color, colossal scale, and tactile materials can affect the viewer's subconscious cerebral engagement, examining how stimuli affects our perceptual and experiential capacities. Does this translate into a physical sensory experience? I am intrigued by the duality of color. Color can be both sensuous yet toxiogenic, attractive yet repulsive. When color is taken to an absurd degree, does it collapse in on itself and turn neutral, like static or white noise? What happens when our perceptions are completely overstimulated? Does this bombardment of color create a meditative experience, or does it become too much? Chocolate tastes good, but if you have too much, it becomes awful. How much is too much? Can one overdose on visual stimuli? This piece was made during an artist residency at Vermont Studio Center. I often think about the rules I place on myself as an artist and how to break myself of those rules. One way of doing so is by free falling and not worrying about what the work is about or what it should be. I have found this to be a liberating and cathartic experience and a way to push my work forward. I find it extremely important to remain open. More of my work can be viewed at laurenbaker.net. Thank you.